always pressing buttons.
We're here.
Yes. Yes. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Hello, Mr. Nick. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm very, very well. It's a very pleasant evening. It started to rain here. That's me pissing and moaning about the British weather. As we always do.
Same here. But it's unseasonably warm, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's I was in a t-shirt today cleaning the leaves. It was quite nice. Yeah, yeah. I've got to say hello to Rotary Motion and chat. How's it going, bruv? Nice to see you here. Always the originator.
There we go. We
And
got
David Banner.
Incredible Hulk, man.
Thanks for being here, David. Jeanette, nice to see you.
How you doing, sister? So, well, guys, I think we're gonna have first before I dive in, I want to apologize. Much love to Poland. How you doing, man? I want to start off by apologizing. Now, I don't know if you guys seen what I posted in our community section, but I posted in the community section about the missing radioactive material in New Jersey. Hey, hello. I missed and I was alluding to the fact that this could be all the reasons for the drone sighting, because they're looking for the signature. I jumped the gun because I didn't do any research, and I apologize for that. And I kind of overhyped this little story, and I did post another one to let everybody know exactly what went missing. It was some radioactive material that they used to calibrate the PAT scan machines. It's such a minute amount. It's such a minute amount that there's no reason for the drones to be out there looking for it, because it wouldn't even register on guided cameras. You got to be sitting right on top of it to find it. So I do apologize. I didn't want to get into the hysteria, and so I don't feel kind of bad. I mean, I will do better and be better, and that's how I learn, is by making mistakes. And this one, could have been a very big one if I went out and did a video. I wanted to go live and talk about it, and
Mate, hidden. It's a learning curve, mate. It's at the moment where everyone's trying to jump on subjects and trying to find the answers to what's going on, especially this drone stuff, which we're not going to talk about. Well, we probably will do a little bit.
Well, we probably will do.
Yeah, probably, yeah, as it's like hot topic at the moment. So people are really lashing on and really pushing information out there without really fact checking. Mate, we've all done it. We've all done it. So, but at least you admit to your mistakes, bro. It's fine.
Oh,
we all forgive you.
You guys know this. I will always do. Thanks. Nice you know Tim? You know Tim? Do you know Tim?
No, I don't.
No, I don't. I know Tim. No, I don't know Tim. Well, thank you very much, man. Nice to see somebody here from the UK. We're from UK as well, so there you go.
Hang on, what sort of fan club is that? Is that a football team, isn't it?
Oh, hold on.
Go back to Tim. What is that? That reminds me. Is that a football team, Tim?
That's Leeds United Football Club.
Ah, right. Okay. That's
Leeds United should never be defeated. I'm sure that's how the chant goes.
Nice to be here. Thank you.
Am I right, Tim? Is that Leeds United?
I think it is, isn't it? I think it is, yeah.
Anyways. Yep. I got it. See? I'm not a big fan of football, and I know it.
I thought it looked familiar. I thought, I think something up north, definitely.
The team that I would say I support is our chant is "I'm forever blowing bubbles." So let's see if you know that one. Let's see. InfoWars has the best info on the orbs and drones. Deep state private projects included. Could be. But
he's been talking.
You go.
He was Alex Jones was talking about what's this guy's name? Daniel from my god, Dark Journalist. He was talking to him, and this sort of psyop thing going on. I have to admit, I don't think he's got the right answer, but we'll see. Time will tell. But yeah, you're right. Banned again. Yeah, you're right. InfoWars does have a lot of information on what's going on at the moment. Whether or not it's correct or not, this is the thing. It's tricky at the moment, isn't it?
Well, because at the moment, because everybody's talking about the drones, and it's such a hot topic that You know, I can imagine now. Now, let me throw you back. I can imagine a 19-year-old me having, and I would say, "Yo, guys, I'm gonna fly my drone up. Let's get some videos and see what we can do with this."
Sure.
And I can, you see, so I can see that once something, and this is where we're gonna go into with the Project Bluebeam. So, you know, let's rather than talk now about it. How you
Hi,
doing?
John. And Corbell's cat. Nice to see you as well. So yeah, should we crack on with Project Bluebeam, because I don't think people, especially in the alternative media, know what the whole situation with Project Bluebeam. It just means a fake alien invasion. Sure, okay, it means that, but it's a multitude of layers of what's leading up to the fake alien invasion. So let's bring up the man himself.
For example, while you're bringing that up, well, while I
Yeah.
got to do it, but this is why it's, if you notice the thumbnails, we had the drones in there because I personally do believe that it's a psyop, and but we'll get into that later. Why I believe, and I think a lot of people here on the a lot of people here listening. I'm sure Nick, me and you spoke about this, and I'm sure you said when I was explaining myself to you, you said you agree, you believe it's a psyop.
Oh yeah. Part of it's distraction, like massive distraction. But yeah, it's. Do you know what I am? I don't want to bash on too much about the drones, but I am gobsmacked by the level of stupidity the UFO community has got, where all I'm seeing is planes, drones. Yeah, okay, you get a few things that are a bit odd, but it's a vast majority of it's just, oh, it's stupid. It's got out of hand now. Like I said, we're taking like 10 steps back when it comes to ufology. It's awful. So yeah, I'm sure we'll catch on to that. So Project Bluebeam, let's go down the rabbit hole and find out what the hell is going on and whether or not it's actually implemented in 2024. So this guy here, now, wait a minute, let me bring my notes up. What's my notes? There we are. Okay, so
It's
Project
under your
Blue.
weed.
It's not the we talking, no, not there yet. So Project Bluebeam was introduced in 1994 by this guy here named Sergei Monast, and he claims that NASA and the UN was working on a stage 4 project to turn the world on its head by changing the world as we know, as back then in 1994 was the New World Order. We've heard about the New World Order. It's about the global reset now, the Great Global Reset. Obviously, the name's changed. So who was Sergei Monast? So he was a journalist in Canada. I think he was French Canadian, who wrote various books and publications on the elite as they were plotting the New World Order by using advanced technology and mind psychological manipulation to mind control the public. And we'll get into that in a bit. Sergey suggests that there will be a certain amount of events leading up to the fake alien invasion, but this will be not straight away. This will be a certain events throughout the decades. And he did come out in around about 1994 when he suggested that the mind control technology was being used at that time to put subliminal messages into like TV and various media platforms. I mean, what we just had like TV back then, isn't it? I mean, you look at it now with the subliminal messages, it's everywhere, especially the satanic stuff. It's quite incredible. So the idea is that fear mongering is the key aspect of Project Bluebeam. And it's worth mentioning, like I said, is a multi-layer events that will lead up to the fake alien invasion, which will lead then into the global governance that we know as the One World Government. Okay, well, I'm going to click off him. I'm going to bring up a video of Mr. Rick Clay, which I would love to do a show on this guy because it's quite good information, especially in 2024. So let's bring Mr. Rick Clay up.
Use Photoshop to turn this into this.
Let's get rid of the ads. So yeah, I've been hearing a lot of rumors for the past God knows how many years, Hidden. I mean, I've been in the alternative media for the past since 2008, and I've always heard of Project Bluebeam, and for God knows how many years, a very very long time. So let's bring up Rick Clay. We got him on screen hidden. I can't see. All good.
Yeah, I got something
Okay.
on the screen.
Okay, hold on. All right,
Is that Rick Clay? Is that who you're on about?
Yeah, this is Rick Clay. Yeah, sadly no longer with us, but I would like to do an episode.
I've seen this picture.
Yeah, he's very popular, especially when it comes to the 2012 London Olympics. So this is 16 years old. So let's listen to what Rick Clay has to say about Project Bluebeam.
It was research that was released by Serge Monast in the 1990s. Incidentally, a few weeks after he released the information, he died mysteriously of a heart attack. But basically, Project Bluebeam is essentially the idea that there was going to hoax something on the size of a biblical second coming, and it'll start off with an engineered financial crash. And it was going to end up spiraling into environmental problems, hoax discoveries around the world that throw religion into contradiction, like, for instance, the lost tomb of Jesus. And then from that, it was going to essentially get to the point where people were hearing the voice of God in each other's heads. So, for instance, you talk about suicide bombers who are saying they've been hearing the voice of God. Is this technology that's doing this stuff?
Yeah.
But basically, they're referring to hearing the voice of God in one's head, and then to top it all off, they were going to, project massive imagery or whatever you want to call it onto the upper ionosphere of the Earth to, essentially recreate something on the scale of a biblical second coming or an alien invasion.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a long document, and you can find it on the internet if you search for it, and you'll find that a lot of what's written, and I think it was written back in 1992, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it is essentially coming true. There's a lot of it on there that you could put a tally next to.
So that is just the gist of what basically Project Bluebeam is. As you can see, what Rick Clay was saying is that is a multitude layer of not conspiracies. Well, it is kind of when you look at it, but it's to the ultimate goal is to literally scare the public to bring basically a one world government. I mean, we've always heard about that, isn't it? Eden, for God knows how many years. David Icke talked about it.
Well, even the Georgia Guidestones.
Yeah, Georgia Guidestones. That was back in 1980. I think 1980, isn't it? 1982. That was brought up, I think. But
it's sadly not here no more.
Yeah, that's suspicious, isn't it?
Makes you wonder why they blew it up. But anyways.
Yeah, they blew it up. This is it. So yeah, let's just go through some key points of what Rick Clay was saying. But if you want to see the full interview with Rick Clay, he is on my YouTube channel. And you can go find the full interview there. So let's just go through the key points. Okay. So, also, if you want to find the PDF file or the book on Project Bluebeam,
I was just going to say, I missed the Stones myself. I'm sure you're not talking about the Rolling Stones, though.
That's right. Oh, you didn't. So, yeah, if you want to go check this book out, ignore that little tally in the middle, that little logo, because that's something I'm going to show a little bit later. But, yeah, Serge Monast, Project Bluebeam. It's all in French, but I think you can find the English translation somewhere. So, first things first. Okay, and let's see. Hi, Dana Boss. Nice to see you. Let's see whether or not what Rick Clay was saying, or Serge Monast was saying back in 1994, whether or not it can be implemented in today in 2024. So, first things first, the financial crash, the engineered financial crash. Hidden, would you say, and people in chat, would you say that something like that is going to happen again? What do you reckon? You think something's brewing?
Well, at the moment.
Yeah. It's a tricky one, isn't it? We're at this... I'm not sure. What do you guys think in chat? Do you reckon? Yeah, Doc says yes. Yeah, I would agree. I think, personally, especially in England, where we are, there is such a massive push, especially agenda, to literally destroy the economy. And it's such a very clear sign. Yes, big time. Like Rotary says, yeah. Okay, we're all agreements. It's all engineered on purpose. Okay, so when the financial crash happens, a stock market crash, it's done for a purpose. Okay, so after the engineered financial crash, world catastrophes will happen. I've got a picture here. So of course, everyone will blame storms, volcanoes, earthquakes on HARP, isn't it? And and people in chat, you would have to agree. Anything that's sort of like a massive hurricane.
Or the new one, climate change.
Yeah, but no one in chat believes that, or man-made climate change, if you're talking about. But yeah, climate change is real because it has changed all the time. But man-made, not buying it.
Yes, you're right. Let's put that word in: man-made climate change, because you are right.
Yeah,
you are right.
yeah. And I'm pretty sure the people in chat would agree with me. It is just, again, another agenda to reduce our freedoms. And yeah, it's all written down on paper. This is nothing new, is they're actually telling you, yeah, cow farts will kill us. Yeah. Absolutely stupid. I tell you what, the milk section, the is it Avro?
Yeah.
That is still fully stocked in Sainsbury's. So yeah, it just goes to show that people are listening. So anyway,
it goes to show where you shop.
yeah. Well, it's the only one that's near me, mate. Yeah, a bit posh twat. I know. So anyway, so we've got hurricanes, volcanoes going off, and because of that, especially earthquakes, the earthquakes are going to reveal new types of discoveries of megalithic sites. I mean, here is Götepli. Oh my god, I can't say their name. Götepli.
I ain't gonna say it.
You get what I'm saying. I always screw up the word. I'm 420 too early. So yeah. So what's happened after these earthquakes has happened is going to reveal these new discoveries of these ancient sites. I mean, like Rick Clay was talking about, like the lost tomb of Jesus. And what this is going to do, according to Sergei Monos, is that it's going to basically put religion over its head, because I'm going to have all these new discoveries, and then we have to rethink religion and rethink the beliefs, which for me, that's kind of hard to see that happening. Suddenly you're going to change religion just because we've got this new archaeological sites. So that's the next step. Okay, so we've got financial crash, we've got earthquakes revealing these monolithic sites or these ancient sites or practically new discoveries. And obviously, from then, we'll have to think of our new religion, basically, according to Sergey. And from that, you're going to have the biggest light show you're ever going to see hidden. It's going to be like 5 grams of mushrooms, baby. Like, woo! And this will all be projected. Okay, so this is where we're going to get into the holographic technology. Okay, so from that, is going to be the powers that be who's pushing this problem reaction solution, as one would say, is going to show religious symbols in the sky. Okay, 2 religious things. Okay, Christianity and Islam is going to combine the 2. So you're going to have all these like symbolisms from Christianity and Islam being put into the sky, plus having telepathic. What would you call it? Telepathic. I can't figure the word in, sort of voices beamed into people's heads. So they've given the illusion that
audio,
yeah, basically audio, and that is a real technology. And I forgot to save the video, but that is true, guys. So you can actually project voices into people's heads by using extremely low frequency. And that's true. That is that's well documented.
They've already tested it out. They've already tested it out on, I believe it was Coca-Cola billboard.
Yeah, if you go onto my YouTube channel again, if you type in, this thing's called Rick Clay, it's called ultrasonic beam weapon. And what happened in New York around about 2000, it's about 2007. There were people walking down this street, and he kept on hearing this voice in their head. I thought, what the bloody hell was that? And people were like baffled. Like the voice was saying, "This isn't real," something like that. Don't quote me on that. And what happened is that on top of this building, they had this black box, and it was beaming ultrasonics down to this particular part of the street. So when people walk down this area and they hit that spot, they had this beam of voice that would go straight into the head. And I think it was paranormal. I think it was Paranormal Activity, the TV show that was being advertised. So you can find out on the internet. You can find it on my YouTube channel for sure. So yeah, beaming voices into people's heads with low frequency is a real thing. So remember, we've got Christianity and Islam, Jesus and Muhammad. They're going to merge together to create a new God. I was trying to think, well, what's this God going to be like? I hope it's going to be a woman because I think it'd do a better job than a man. Just saying, Hidden.
I don't care.
I don't care. But I was, you know, I was trying to think of like what this new God would be. I just thought of that.
You don't think of the spaghetti monster.
Or the God from South Park or something like that. But yeah, that's when I thought of a new God. This is what I'm thinking
That's
about.
what you hope for. That's what you hope for.
I one can dream, baby. One can dream. Someone with a massive set of tits. So there we go. So after you got the two gods emerge and you had the beams of voices into people's heads, and then you have the fake alien invasion. This will be, again, holographic technology. There'll be like battles in the sky. You've heard it all before, ladies and gentlemen. You've heard it all before. And then after that, the fake alien invasion, God knows what's going to happen. I mean, it'd probably just do like a spectacular dance. It'd be a fantastic light show, nevertheless. And after that, Hidden, the rapture will happen. So I guessing from the rapture is that the people who don't believe in Jesus will stay on the earth, and then the rest will float off into heaven.
But see, how is it possible that they're going to pull off a rapture scenario?
Exactly.
Because, like, I know Christians. So are they going to say, well, they weren't good Christians, that's why they're here still?
They
see the one thing about these things are people will have to die.
Oh yeah, sure.
And I'm sorry to use that word and put it out like that, but to make it believable, people will have to go missing or die.
But the thing is, you know, when you're talking about religion being up in arms, because this is part of Project BlueBeam, you know, you see how people take their religion very seriously, and that sometimes don't. I mean, look at Heaven's Gate cult. You know, they thought they're gonna go on a spaceship that was following behind the Hellbot comet or something like that. You know, it really depends on where you are, how you take religion. Again, people's different, isn't it?
That's it.
So from that, so we had the rapture that happened, and the people that would be left over. Oh no, that's the last photo. So the people that would be left over will have to live in a one world government. Because you think, how are they going to solve the problem? So we just had earthquakes, catastrophic events. Religion has been changed. We got Jesus and Muhammad being projected into the sky. Voices being beamed into people's heads. Then we had the alien invasion, and the solution to that, because the people going, what are we going to do? And the governments or the elites of the world say, right, we're going to create a one world government to save you. Problem, reaction, solution. And that is Project BlueBeam, ladies and gentlemen. So can we apply everything I just said in 2024? Do you think we've seen the crumbs of it? Or is it just mass hysteria, like the drone stuff? Just been essentialized by social media and various platforms over the years, just regurgitated and added little things in there just to sort of essentialize things.
Well, here's my thing. Now, I think, should we bring us up then?
Yeah,
see,
do it.
I personally think what's going on at the moment with the hysteria, because we can say New Jersey, and this is where we're going to say the epicenter of this is, but it's going global now. It's not just, people in England are now saying, look, I've seen these drones. And, the thing is, all right, first of all, I'm going to say, a lot of people's got drones. And some people can spend more money and get better drones. So it's not a big thing to be seeing drones around the world. But hey, something's going on in Jersey, and this is what I'm going to say about what's going down in Jersey. There's a lot of misidentifications. I've said that already. We've looked at the footage, and we said, look, we're looking at planes, we're looking at helicopters, and drones. Yes, we are looking at drones. But what I'm saying about this, and this is where BlueBeam comes into play, is the powers that be. Now, it may not necessarily be the government, because I've said this before and I'll say it again. I do not believe in government. Government is a face that we can point the finger at. I believe that there is a shadow government, something behind the government. And the powers that be, they want to see how we would react. And this is whether now at first it started off as something harmless. It's generated into a way that they can collect information from us, the social media people. Mainstream media is only fanning the flames. I don't know if you guys in the chat will agree with me, but I believe they're fanning it because there's some organization out there that's collecting all this data and seeing our reactions to it, and this will go into, let's say they wanted to do a fake alien invasion. They already know how most of the population will react because of the drones.
Also, it makes sense of what you're saying. The fact that the mainstream media are really jumped onto this. Hidden, I have never seen it. I mean, not so much in the UK. I mean, I know they're talking about it, but especially in America, the hype, I have never seen it hyped up. But the thing, but also,
they're talking about it in the UK.
Oh, because I don't listen to anything.
GB News was covering it. A lot of the main news sources are covering it. I was actually quite shocked that GB News was covering it because I always put them down as pretty cool. Big wave.
I don't know about GB News, to be honest with you.
I like him, but I like Eamon Holmes. So, well, I know a lot of people don't like him now, but that's for his personal reasons what he done. But I've always liked it. Sure. I like Eamon Holmes, just like how I do like Piers Morgan, because they're straight. You either hate them or love them. You know. But
if you look at like America,
ITV News covered it, but America's going to cover it big because it's happening in their backyard. If it was happening in England, America would probably cover as much as what we're covering it there.
Sure, but it's how they're sensationalizing
it.
Thank you very much. Yeah, especially News Nation. If you look how much they're literally putting out 5 videos a day. Morgan is a prick. yeah, pretty much.
I didn't say that, Piers Morgan. I don't want no lawsuit. Didn't say that.
But I mean, the people with chat would agree with me. I mean, like News Nation. I mean, all the other news outlets haven't really touched upon UFOs. I mean, they have done, but it really is testing the public how far they can push it. And then they're seeing the public's reaction to these helicopters, or I mean, it really is misidentification. I mean, Hidden, can I just put a video up from Green Street he put up today? Because this is quite, I think it's worth showing. Okay, I don't want to bang on about drones and stuff like that. I know part of the PSYOP. I'm going to try and tie it into Project Bluebeam somehow.
See. Now this I gotta apologize for. You remember I said at the beginning. Now go back to my community page and look on the second post, and you'll see there's no way they're looking for the radiation. There's no way. But that's up to you to believe it. I checked it out, and yeah. And I apologize for that because I was part of the over centralizing it. I blame Darbu for it, but no, I'm not going to blame Darbu. Darbu does what he does.
So, could you guys remember this floating about on the internet? This was known as a drone. So, Stephen Greenstreet has practically just done the basic thing of actually tracking what this aircraft was, where it was, because he got the detail from the guy who got it, and even contacted the pilot. Okay, so this is only 2.5 minutes long, and I think it's worth showing because it's showing you what the mainstream media are literally pushing this the same footage as drone when it's been debunked
as a plane.
This is reported to be a mysterious drone flying over New Jersey on the night of December 1st. Many mainstream news reports about these drones have featured this image.
She's hot.
Here is the raw video. You can hear the witness describing a drone and its triangle of lights.
This is a
We
video
had
of
this
the
on,
Morris
and I
County
told you it was a
drones
plane.
with characteristic triangle lights on the back or underneath.
The metadata was not immediately available for this clip, but luckily, the witness who shot the video provided the basic information. First, the date, December 1st. Second, the time. The witness estimates 5:45 p.m. Eastern. Third, the location, Mentham, New Jersey. Now that I had that information, I went onto ADSB Exchange, a website which has current and historical public flight data. I punched in the available information from the witness, and boom, I saw this plane flying over Mentham, New Jersey, 5:36 to 5:40 p.m., which is around the same time the witness says they took this video. This plane is a PC-12, flight HRF 151, flying from Richmond, Virginia to Teterboro, New Jersey. This extra information over here tells me where the plane is from and who operates it. I then tracked down the pilot who was flying that plane that evening. His name is Mike Bell, and this is the actual PC-12 plane. I sent Mr. Bell this video of this supposed drone. After confirming his own flight data, he replied, "Yep, that's definitely me." I then asked him how it felt to see himself and his plane on so many news stations, which were referring to him as a mysterious drone. He replied, "I have been told that I tend to drone on and on. I've never been called one. At least they got my best side."
Well
So
done,
the
Mike.
mystery about this viral drone has been solved. Now, if you see this image on the news, you'll know it's just pilot Mike Bell flying his PC-12 to Teterboro Airport.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. I thought it's just worth showing, as it doesn't take a genius to actually. I mean, especially with Flight Tracker, it's brilliant because I do that when I track the clouds in the sky.
I worked it out myself, so there you go. I'm
Yeah.
not no genius. But we actually showed that one, and we were discussing it, and I did say it's a plane.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, absolutely. Should we listen to what Stephen Greer thinks about Project Bluebeam?
Do we have to? Yeah, go on.
Yeah, go on. It's only a minute 20.
I feel like I'm at third phase now.
What that is. It's the ability to stage through very advanced technologies an alien attack or an alien event. And
Sure.
It's a whole series of them. Now, what most people don't know about since late 50s, early 60s, like the Barney Hill case and all that, those were all human assets abducting innocent people made to look alien. And so that psychological warfare was authorized in 1953, 54. 1954, we mastered gravity control. So we started deploying these assets to begin to condition the public that there's a scary threat from outer space. Mm-hmm. I mean, look at Hollywood, Alien, Ridley Scott's the movies.
Star Wars.
If you want to see a script for what's coming fairly soon, look at the movie Independence Day. Okay. It's right out of central casting for this covert group. So what their whole purpose is to create sort of a global militarized totalitarian superstate of the world fighting another world. It's like War of the Worlds. Okay. And that's been a 70-year defense.
Okay, right. You're talking. This is the point I mean. It's like you get people like Stephen Greer has literally just grabbed what the basic thing and just essentialized stuff. And this is the problem I have with Project Bluebeam. I'm going to be honest with you, mate. It ain't going to happen. It's too outlandish, isn't it? You think about it. We've got all these events happening. It's just the logistics. Even if you take the religion out of it, I mean, the technology. What have we got in terms of technology? That must be something. I mean, they must have it. They must. I mean, Eden, you said you got video or something that you can show.
I do, and
yeah, it's laughable, isn't it, Rotary? I cannot take Stephen Greer seriously anymore. You know what I mean? Grift. Yeah, because I haven't seen anything that convinces me that they can pull something off like this unless they actually use their real technology. But that's even more dangerous if you look at it. So it would make sense. And I know Rotary, you're into I can't see the name. That's something that happened with there's two towers, and then something hit it, but it could have been holograms. I'm not ruling that out, brother. You know what I'm talking about.
Right.
You know what?
We ready?
Let's do this. BlueBeam technology, i.e. 9/11.
Number 1.
Conspiracy hologram. The best example of conspiracy hologram is the Project BlueBeam. This conspiracy theory was first proposed by 2 Canadian journalists, Cuba Soy and Serge Monast, in 1994. After 2 years, mysteriously both died due to heart attack. If you remember the event where the dark floating skyscrapers appeared within clouds above China, then you are all well aware of this conspiracy theory. NASA launched 4 holographic satellites. Those satellites can produce holographic images by simultaneously focusing on a single region of the Earth. How will it work? The answer is that the holographic laser beam can ionize air molecules of a particular region, so that local people will be able to see the hologram. This conspiracy claims that NASA is attempting to implement a new age religion with the Antichrist as its head and start a new world order via a technologically simulated second coming. This secret mission wants to control the entire population with fears of alien attacks by misusing religious prophetics and archaeological knowledge of all dominant faith. If this technology is real, then it should be number 1 on our countdown list.
Yep. You see, and what I wanted, the reason why I wanted to show you that was because of the satellites that are up there.
Sure.
Now, I know we talked before. I didn't know that NASA put satellites up there, but in a previous show, I mentioned about something that was said to me by military about they had 3 satellites up there that are positioned in a triangle, one here, boom, 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 and they can beam down a holographic image. And I was shocked when I came across that to find out that NASA has also sent out these. Why would you send something like that into space? Either unless you want to scare, let's say ET's coming to us, some sort of alien forces coming to us. We could actually project an image to scare them out into space. But the technology is talking about beaming it down to Earth, where we would have the right canvas to because I can't see a canvas being beamed out to space. But I don't know. Who am I? I'm not no rocket scientist here.
I personally think NASA has nothing to do with it. Good point. Quite poignant, actually, Cool Bear's Cat, because I was going to mention about Starlink satellite. I think Elon, I'm a bit 50-50 on Elon. Okay. I don't it's saying that he's got the deep state after him when he's funded by the Pentagon and NASA, by the way, hidden. Okay. I think it was probably more to do with Elon because he seems to be more technically advanced than NASA is when it comes with especially technology, and he's pretty much shown that. I mean, he landed a flipping rocket, for Christ's sake. NASA, eat your heart out. But again, he's funded by NASA and the Pentagon. Okay, so he's in that deep state category. So him saying that the deep state is against him, I don't know. I'm really 50-50, mate. I'm 50-50. But I would say Elon would be the guy to pull something off like that.
Oh, of course, he's very clever, man.
Very clever. Yeah, I know my missus bash him, but I'm like, yeah, but he's a multi-billionaire. I mean, just look at what he's managed to achieve. I mean, a Tesla car. I mean, look at it. Looks like garbage. But the other stuff that he's done, and he potentially coming out when he's talking about the emergence of AI, and he said he's going to have thousands of robots within the next 10 years. That dystopia time set is for me, it seems a bit like the movie AI. Do you know what I mean? It's scary. It's unpredictable.
It is. Well, I mean, more to the point, rather than the robots, because it's gonna come. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's more about the Neuralink. But then again, that doesn't feed into the show. But
unless, right, I'm going to put this theory out there: the Neuralink changes your vibration, your consciousness in a way you'd be able to see these projections in the sky.
Yeah, but first you got to have the Neuralink.
Yeah, but do you need the Neuralink to actually do it? Is it the the thing that's been pushed into people's arms not long
because
ago?
it has to be that, hence the name Neuralink. It has to be connected to your neural system.
So does the thing,
unless you're talking about nanobot technology, which is another thing.
So was the thing.
Okay, guys, I'm putting in because I'm trying to stay away from this kind of conversation here.
Sure, yeah, we're going off one, yeah. That's cool.
But I'm putting in a link for you guys to check out, and it's a document about the 3D holographic technology. But if you scroll down past it, it'll tell you about the military applications about this. Now, I did do some digging to try and find it, but they were talking about in the Gulf War, the first Gulf War, they were trying to implement the holographic technology, or something that what we would call Project BlueBeam. They call it holographic technology, but I look at it as BlueBeam, and they call it they call it two names. They call it first the face of Allah and the hand of Allah, and basically they were trying to trying to project this image, hoping that they would get the, what would you call them, the fighters, the rebellions, whatever, to put down their arms and accept what was happening. But it couldn't work again, because an image without face, and they had problems with the image. If what I was told was correct, they had problems with the imaging.
Because they said they're going to project it in the ionosphere, which is above 25,000 feet. That's quite high up. You think about it.
Yeah, but it would be looking down. So when you look up, you'll see it.
Yeah.
It's not that you have to. It's because then you would think, if you was a religious fanatic, you would say it's the second coming. You know what I mean? Because you'd have to look up. If they beam something right in front of your face, you'd probably think it's more a ghost. But if it was something in the sky that was massive, you'd say, wow. I know that I would be drawn back.
Yeah. I'm just interested to see whether or not any military has released any video footage of this. I'm really interested to see. I mean, going back what we saw.
Would they?
Well, no, they probably tried it.
Not even just to hide it from us, but would you release something let's use the word enemies, because I don't know what other word to use. So would you release something to let your enemies know what you got?
Yeah. Oh man, there's stuff I want to talk about, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna skip the words.
I always talk about this guy. I always talk about the 4chan whistleblower.
Under construction facility.
I've got all this talk about it. I always said, I don't know whether to believe this guy. What do you think, Systems Record? I'm gonna ask you this. What do you think? Do you believe him or not? Because I don't know whether to believe him or not. But one thing I will say, his story is very entertaining.
This is 4chan, right? This is a bit.
4chan's only a bit like that because of hackers. That's all it is.
Okay. I trust your word on that one then. Okay, fair enough. Right. If everyone want to talk about, Rotary knows what I'm going to talk about. You can put the word in chat. But there was an event that happened with two buildings, and something flew into it, basically. But this is like the craziest thing, right? Okay, planes. Before the plane hit the building, the left wing disappears. Not just one, not just two, not just three. It's like 15 different types of footage. And you go, so there has been a suggestion whether or not on that specific day they used the holographic technology to make it look like something. because how that thing went into the building, like just literally sucked it right in. Just saying, just saying. But that is another theory. But again, go back to your question, Hidden. Would they do that on such a large scale, especially when the world is watching? At that point, it's a really risky thing, isn't it? When you look at it, was that a test run?
No, it wasn't no test run. They knew exactly what they were doing. Whether you want to buy into the holographics or not. See, I don't. The reason why I don't is because people died. And I mean, people on them planes did die. They're gone missing. Unless you want to buy into that the government hoarded them somewhere or something. He has. I've got an answer system. He has.
Yeah,
he has become legendary. I mean, I've got the whole conversation on my computer. I go back and I go back and I go back. So it is quite fascinating what he was saying. So I don't know whether I believe him or not. And that's my personal opinion. Entertaining story he was telling, great. 4chan is a place. 4chan is a place like Reddit. Oh, sorry, I got the wrong one. 4chan is a place like Reddit, but it's a bit more darker. And the reason why it's darker is there's a lot of hackers in there, and they will hack you. And if you say something that goes against, you run a risk. 4chan, but a lot of great things have come out of 4chan. A lot of information. I remember the one about the London bombings. And they posted on 4chan the location about a week before it was happening, location, time.
No way.
And to that, it did happen. So also when 4chan went down, we can talk about that. But 4chan is a place that never goes down, and it went down when they released the alien pictures.
That's what I was going to talk about. There was the reptilian, wasn't it?
Yes. I'll read it. You have to do a video about this for your viewers. I should do. I mean, it's just there's no footage. It's just basically he did a Q&A. You asked him anything and he was telling you it, but he wasn't. His answers were. As how I'm seeing, he was really spot on. He was just there. He was just there, and if he couldn't answer, he'd tell you. He said, "Look, that's above my pay grade. I can't tell you that." But basically, what he's saying is that there's a mobile base that's in the ocean, and it's run by AI, and it makes UFOs to custom. It's making these, and hence where the TikToks or TikToks, hence where these TikToks come from. Because I could see that, and it's.
What? So is he saying like an actual base or like a submarine? Because you said it's mobile.
It's a base. And he was saying that the U.S. government. He says all the governments. He weren't even saying about the U.S. He said all the governments know about it. And they avoid the area like a plague.
Is this somewhere in the Bermuda Triangle?
Nah.
So when you're there?
Nah.
Interesting.
There's a shipping lane. And there's a shipping lane. I looked into this, and there's the shipping lane. And it would cut off a couple of days if you just went straight. But they won't go over the ship. They won't go straight. They go around it. And there's a big section. It takes them about 2 days to go around it. They won't go through this lane.
Wow.
So
get teleported to this underground facility or something like that. It's crazy, mate. Because you think that
it's not even teleported. They'll just straight up blow you up before you can. When you think about attacking them, you're already being attacked. It's done. You're just thoughts of it. It's done. You're done.
Yeah, it's like flying over Area 51. I think there's no negotiation. I think it's just that's it. You're finished.
And the thing that the guy said was this thing has been here for centuries. Am I right? Did he say that the construction facility has killed planes and ships? They have tried to attack it before. Yes, I read that bit. This thing is manufacturing crafts to spec, specifically for tasks needed. There you go. That's exactly this. I've got the whole chat, man. I did pass it on to Ollie. I said, Ollie, you got to look at this. This is really, really cool shit.
Yeah, this is awesome stuff, man. Yeah, you should bring it up on the next episode if you want to. This sounds quite interesting because I never heard of it. 4chan, I've never delved into that sort of realm because I know it's like a bit of a dark side or.
4chan's very dark because it wasn't the alien picture that broke the net, even though that's what was being said. It was I'm gonna risk it because I don't like risking things, but I'm gonna risk it, guys. What actually broke 4chan was the dump of Hillary Clinton's emails, and they shut it down. They shut 4chan down.
Oh, right.
That's what did it. But everybody the lore is that it was the alien pictures, but the alien picture did not shut it down because if you guys have seen the alien picture, it's Skinny Bob is much more better, to be honest.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So yeah, should we get this show back on track?
Yeah,
and try and figure out. I mean, should we carry on with this drone malarkey? How we're going to link this in to Project Bluebeam? I'm just trying to think. I mean, I've straight off the bat. I mean, yeah, that's it. That's
mainly it was the one called The Insurance.
Oh yeah, don't say it. I don't say his name. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Ain't saying no more.
Yeah.
Ain't saying no more.
Woo,
ain't saying no more.
Back off, boy.
Ain't saying no more. I ain't saying no more. All I say is that woman, she needs to be hung, drawn, and quartered, man. For real. For real. But anyways, yeah, they are saying that they see them coming out of the sea. So when they say they're coming out of the ocean, I immediately think of mobile construction facility. Me too. We're on the same page there. I always think of him. I do. He's in my head now. That 4chan leaker is living rent free in my head.
Can you still find it? Is it still available?
I've got it.
Okay, sweet.
I've got it all downloaded on my computer. I've got it all because I know that this story. I know this story is big, and it didn't get the coverage that it deserved. I'll tell you what. Can you email me this? And we'll show. I'm supposed to have been showing some videos, but guys, I gotta run. And can you manage? Can you manage for about 2 minutes?
Oh me? Oh yeah, it's fine. Yeah, no worries.
I gotta run and use the little boys' room.
Little boys' room.
Big old man saying that. It's the coffee, man. It's the coffee.
Oh, I'm the same, mate. I'm the same. Guys, I 420 too hard. So let's try and get the show back on track. Yeah, you're right, Ray. You got to be really careful with YouTube. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's you can go to these deep rabbit holes. But going back to this drone stuff, right? I'm just trying to figure out where is the common sense gone in a lot of the UFO community. And don't worry, I'm going to try and track it into Project Bluebeam, because when you look at the community alone, it's gone from, trying to find the evidence of UFOs or some sort of extraterrestrial craft and what the government has. And now we've really focused in on drones. And going to what Hidden was saying earlier is that this has been part of the PSYOP as to push this fake alien invasion, because this is what Dark Journalist was talking about with Alex Jones. If you listen to the interview that he did, it was quite long, but quite hefty. And they were going back and forth. Daniel from Dark Journalist and Alex Jones was talking about that this drone invasion is to really hype a fake alien invasion. Okay. But they're using drones instead of aliens. Okay. Going to what Hidden was saying is that they're really testing the public. Like, how far can they push the public to really scare them? But you're starting to see the mass hysteria clocking onto it. So, for instance, if a Project Bluebeam did happen, people like me and you will go, oh no, that's clearly faked. But the vast majority of people who, I'm talking about people that point their cameras up in the sky and filming planes and, you know, traditional aircraft and saying that they're drones and UAPs, I think those people are going to be completely lost. So, I mean, where do we go from here? I mean, personally myself, I don't think Project Bluebeam is going to happen. Whether or not they're going to be using drones to do it, it's a possibility. But I would say it's more likely to come from satellites. Starlink satellite. Like, I don't know what the whole purpose of Starlink satellite is for. It's a bit like the particle accelerator. They're not telling you exactly what that thing is. You know, I think that's to open up portals or something like that. So the Starlink satellite, I think there's something else behind it, and I don't trust what Elon Musk is saying. Whether or not that could project something down onto the Earth,
possibly
it possibly can. You know, like I said, I just don't really trust these.
The technology is there to do it. It's just who's going to do it and for what ends. That's the main question. So we got to look at well, why would they want to do this? To control?
Well, this is it. This is what people are saying. Well, they're saying, oh, we need to shoot these things down, which I think is probably like a really bad thing to do. Again, if these car-sized drones, you know, and again, people are misidentifying these drones as traditional aircraft. I mean, look at the video we showed you from Green Street.
Well, there's reports coming out earlier this week of New Jersey pilots reporting that they're getting laser beamed. So guys on the ground are shining their laser lights at these at misidentified objects.
It's not John Bell again, is it? John.
Yeah, he's out right now shining them at him.
Yeah. But the thing is, you know, like a traditional laser pen, like a cheap one you get from like Amazon, it can't be that powerful to shine through. I mean, if it's a helicopter, but a commercial airline, you know, it's 25,000 feet in the air, you ain't going to see it. But nevertheless, people are starting to look up more. However, like I said, they're misidentifying things because the hysteria has gone with the hype as well. So who knows what's going to happen? I mean, going back to what we mentioned last time, Hidden, remember WebBot?
Yeah.
Yeah, so WebBot made that prediction that 39 days after Donald Trump did the interview with Joe Rogan, there was supposed to be this alien invasion in the sky. And we did a show on it. And now, I think his name's Cliff. He came forward and saying, no, it's going to be a build-up to it. But the way he's describing it sounds like a Project Bluebeam style thing. But they're using drones. But again, that's another part of the conspiracy. That's part of the hysteria. So it's just, I don't know, man. Who knows anymore? It's such a clusterfuck of information at the moment. I just can't make sense of it. I didn't swear, by the way. I said buck.
I know.
It's not the worst thing I said in this episode. So yeah, it's an interesting time. I mean, do you think it's going to die down within the next
eventually?
Month or so?
Eventually it will, because too many people. I mean, you got vetted who's coming out talking like about misidentification. Too many people are on this talking about the Give me 1 second.
That's
too
right.
many.
Oh, he's muted himself. All right, that's fine. Okay.
All right, no worries. No, my cat's out there in the rain.
Oh, is it? Oh, bless him. If we can make him a cup of tea or something.
I'll try and wingle one of that from the missus.
Nice. Yeah. So is that your cat?
No, that's my missus calling the cat.
Oh right. Sorry. Oh man. So I think within until February, things will calm down. It'll probably come back up in the spring. But where are we going to go from here? Of what we're going to be seeing in the sky? Because now everyone's confused. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
I'll have one too, please.
I guess not. It ain't happening. It ain't happening, man. You're sacked. All right.
But you understand with what I've been saying is like, where do we go from here? Like now people are misidentifying things because of the hype. I mean, maybe things would calm down, but the footage I have seen, I'm not convinced, like entirely convinced. You know, constellations.
Well, they are what they are. I have seen drone footage.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm not denying that. I'm not denying there's drones, but I think there's a more of an amplified in activity. But again, it's just misidentification, and it's quite clear sign of that. But again, not ruling out drone activity. But why would the mainstream media push this so much? That's what I find odd.
It's like, views. They have ad revenue as well. They gotta get ads.
Sure, but are they actually done that on purpose to try and scare the public, to test the public?
Well,
it sounds like part of the psyop, as we're talking about. 2 sugars, please, for that.
Thank you. Well, if you're gathering information, again, you have to stoke the flames to get the desired response, and we are getting the desired response.
Pretty much. That is, pretty much nailed it on the. 2 sugars, please. No soya milk. They can't stand that. I want the proper stuff.
But my thing is, this is the perfect stage. I mean, I don't know how it would be pulled off, and that I don't know, and I don't know what they're going to use. Will they use an alien invasion? Could an alien invasion be more sellable than God, Mohammed, Jesus, Buddha? Who would buy it? I mean, what is sellable? What is because why would you have the technology and not use it?
I think people are going to be fooled by it. This is what I mean by how good is this technology? Enough for it to be actually completely 3D. I mean, I don't know if you heard of John Lear. He used to talk about. You never heard of John Lear? He was.
I need the guy that films Deep Space Object. John Lear Watson. Or am I
no. This is an American guy who was talking about holograms and stuff like that. But if I showed a video, he'd be talking about the event I was talking about when the plane hit the building. But otherwise, he was talking about they can project holograms by using actual aircraft. But this is going back to like 90s. So I think the technology has gone way advanced by now. Remember the projection of the city we've seen in China? Was that ever debunked by anyone? I'm just curious to see because that looked pretty damn.
Well, they always they called it they called it a name, but they basically said it was some sort of mirage. But it did look like the clouds forming these cities with even windows and everything. I've got videos on my channel where I covered it. So, but I do believe they called it some sort of mirage, which I don't buy. Which I don't buy because it was too defined.
It's when you look at the contrast of it, it looked pretty good. I mean, I saw a video on YouTube of all places showing that we had 2 suns. We had our normal sun, and next to it, I don't know. Some of the footage, like, oh my god, it looks like 2 suns. But
I bought it. I gotta say, when I first started, I bought into that, and then I realized, well, it's the. Well, no, because there was one video that was really weird where there was a sun over there and the guy panned over and there was another sun over there and it wasn't a sundog.
Oh, right. You can actually see like...
Yeah, because he panned, he moved the camera.
I don't know about that.
Thank you.
Cheers. Yeah, I don't know, man. I really don't know. I don't think.
I mean, that was a strange one, but I do think it has to do something with the camera.
Sure. I mean, if you're going to see anything realistic, it's going to be through a VR headset. Let's be honest. I think that's
that one flew over people's heads, man.
Yeah. So, I don't think you're going to convince people. I mean, why do you want a fake alien invasion? To have a one world government. Okay, so they're going to rely on the fake alien invasion, and then for all the public to go, okay, we need to do something about it. Again, problem, reaction, solution. And the
It's-
solution, one government, it's not going to happen, mate. You know what I mean?
It would happen. It would happen. The only way, in my opinion, the only way it's going to happen, is if we have a pandemic, a global pandemic that wipes out a hell of a lot of the population, possibly half of the population.
Like the Black Plague.
And then, well, you call it what you want. I'm just saying a pandemic. Because the only way a war won't get the numbers that are required. It will have to be something or either a meteor strike, something like that will wipe out half the population. Once half the population, the other half are going to be running around scratching their head, and that will give rise to something to come up. In my opinion, that's the only way you can have a one world government. But you kind of do have a one world government in the United Nations.
Yeah, but that's only part of one globe.
Kinda. That's what I'm saying. You kinda. But if they get the other part of the globe on side, there you go. There's your one world government. Because don't think that all the other governments don't take orders from the UN. You get what I'm saying? Before you can do anything, you have to go to the UN. We can't really do anything unless we talk to the UN first.
Is that still the same?
And if it ain't, it's always going to be the same because we're part of the UN.
Yeah, but we're left the UN now, isn't it?
No, you left Europe. You left the European market. You haven't left the UN. We have UN MPs. You can look it up. We haven't.
Okay.
We've only left Brexit, if you believe that.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Dad. I couldn't. Honestly, I don't really pay attention to that sort of stuff, you know. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, especially because there's the military force, isn't it? When you look at the UN.
But they're a peacekeeping force. Remember that.
Yeah, right. Oh, no, what I've seen anyway, observed.
Well, they are. Look, when they were out in Bosnia, they were watching people get murdered on the streets, and the soldiers' remit was, as long as you're not being attacked, you can't fire back. Can't do nothing. You know, and like I said, in my job, I've met many soldiers who have told me stories, and some of them are horrific, and some of them pretty cool. Like, I love always hearing the paranormal stuff.
Yeah.
Because the soldiers, they tell me some paranormal stories. But,
even monster stories as well.
Huh?
Even monster stories, because I keep on hearing, right, there was a battle in Iraq with the American soldiers and this Nephilim giant. Yeah, I find that interesting. I think
if I came across anyone that could speak about it, they wouldn't, because I think that kind of story there, they just ain't gonna talk about if it's truth. If it's truth, doesn't make sense, because again, next in the new year, next year, I'm trying to get my friend on. Now he's a bit shy, but I want to get him on the show because he has done some extensive research into the Anunnakis.
Right.
And it's dwells into the religion and everything. And I mean, I met up with him a couple of weeks ago, and he just talked to me for like an hour, maybe an hour and a half. And I was like blown away about all this stuff. And he just said, I ain't even scratched the surface yet. And I've said to him, can you come on the show? Because my viewers would love to hear what you found out. And he's very shy. So, but I am going to try and speak to him. I said, I'm going to go around his house in the new year and have a little smoke with him, and we'll have a good chat. And I'm going to try and get him on, because the stuff that he's talking about, even my mind was being blown. And I know that this guy, he does his work. He's, you know, like me, I just regurgitate stuff that I see, you know, but this guy, he's done his work. He was telling me about all the gods, and they were all Anunnaki. All these names they transfer to Anunnaki names, and everything is based on the Anunnakis.
Wasn't there like Tepli? Oh, fuck, a bloody name, Eden. I can't think. You know what I'm talking about? The photograph I showed you of that, the first ancient site. Now, I've spoken to Graham Hancock back when he was doing the first series of Ancient Apocalypse, and I asked him this question about the Anunnaki, and I think he was a bit skeptical about it. However, the handbags that they had, you can find that in go Tepli place, and in where the Anunnaki symbolisms are imprinted into the stone walls and everything. So there is some sort of connection there for sure.
Well, look at Gargamesh. Look how big he was. I mean, there's depictions of him carrying a lion, as if how we would carry cats. So, you know, these guys were huge, and there was even in the Bible talks about him. Like one of the kings, he had to have a massive bed. I believe it was 14 feet long.
Wow.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Wayne. Cheers, man. Much appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you.
And hello, Mojo. Love the name.
I hope you ain't lost it. as Austin Powers would say, hey, they took my mojo. But anyways, so I'm gonna try and get this guy on, and I mean, I think it would be a banging show because he knows his stuff, but he's shy.
That's all right. A couple of smokes would be fine. I was shy once, still am, but I still get on. Oh, it's not, is it? Oh, okay. Fair enough. I know I did speak to Graham Hancock last month, and he was saying that the World Economic Forum has actually started to hide the place by planting trees around it and restricting the sites. And
get my mate on. Get my mate on. He'll tell you everything. Tell you everything. Forget your Hancock, man. He sounds like he don't know what he's on about.
No, it's true. No, it's actually true. No, that's actually what's actually happening.
Yeah, that's what my mate was. That's what my mate's saying. They got everything. They've got it all. They know about it. They just don't want us to know about it.
Yeah. They're trying to hide the truth, basically. Yeah.
And like we had a great talk in religion. We had a really good talk about religion, and a lot of stuff he was telling me was blowing my mind because, like, I knew that they did talk about, because when you read Exodus and the bit where Moses was walking in the desert and he sent two of his brothers off to go scout, and they came back and they said, we saw people that if they looked upon us, they would see us as locusts. Basically means they saw giants.
Sure, I saw giants. Yeah, definitely. Wayne, don't worry, man. Honestly, just you being here in chat is good enough for us. You don't have to put any money, and don't feel bad for saying it's not much. Honestly, mate. Yeah. Happy you're here. That's all we care about.
That's it.
But I understand what you're saying, mate. I totally believe there's some sort of giants going back probably longer than pre-existence. What we're talking about 200,000 years. It's got to be going back. I mean, it's just some of these sites you would expect some sort of giants to actually move these stones that are hundreds of tons and manage to get everything symmetrically in line. And you think people are our size, it just seems impossible. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like things just don't add up. But then people say, "Oh, it must be what band again was saying about probably Nephilim or something like that." Or people say, "Oh, it's aliens," but there's definitely some sort of giants, 100%. But a lot of photographs I've seen hidden of skeletons that are giants have been faked.
Yeah, those are the fake ones, though. I haven't seen
any genuine ones.
Photoshop, there are genuine ones, but Photoshop did a competition. And there you go. That comes into the folklore, but they are genuine ones. They have bones of the giants. They do have them in the English National Museum. They do have them. They won't show you them. They have them. They even call them pre-humans.
Really?
And if you look at the bones, if you look at the bone structures of these, what they're calling pre-humans, they kind of remind me of Bigfoot.
Good point, actually.
Of the depiction of Bigfoot, which you have to, when you look at evolution, if you want to go down the route of evolution, you have to look at the how man has evolved. And if man has evolved, we would have had cousins. Every creature that has evolved from something, and they have kind of a throwback, or they are related to another something else. We have nothing we're related to. Even if you want to say we're related to apes, we're not, because of our DNA. Once they did once DNA came into play, they blew out the ape theory, because our DNA is more closely linked to a fly than it is to an ape. Don't believe me? Don't believe me? Look it up. That's all I'm going to say. Look it up. But if you look at a Bigfoot now, that would be something that could be our cousins. It's something that walks on two legs. It's very long armed, so it can reach high up in the trees, because this is Darwin said the reason why we started walking on 2 feet is so that we could reach up to get the food off of the trees. That's what he summarized. So if this is true, then you look at Bigfoot. Bigfoot's supposed to be about 8 feet tall.
Yeah, but if you look at the sites in, especially the Anunnaki, everyone has 2 feet. The creatures with the dog heads have 2 feet. If we're going back to that time of civilization, so it's
but the Anunnaki, the Sumerians said that they came here and they engineered us.
This is what I mean.
They took a bit of what they was there and took a bit of us, and they engineered us. So,
that is honestly, mate, that sounds more convincing as my conspiratorial brain. My brain is sort of going, that kind of makes sense to me, because our DNA is too perfect, isn't it? It couldn't have just. I never bought into the hype of the monkeys or anything like that.
That's your answer. That's your answer.
Problem solved. That's it. We solved the case. It's all to do with Katie Price and her ancestors. I find it, we're on this planet. It's too perfect. The moon's in the perfect place. The sun's in the perfect place. We have enough oxygen. I just find it more plausible that we more or less created. If we're looking back at the old sites around the world, you can kind of see there's something called the DNA stone. Have you heard about that, Iden? I think it was in Brazil. I remember seeing it's like this stone disc, right?
Yeah, I know.
And it's got these two, they look like aliens, literally. One had a vagina, Katie Price, and one had a bloody schlongdong, penis. And as it goes through the cycles, you can actually see the sperm go into the, and literally gave birth to, at the end of the cycle, gave birth to literally a human.
I believe that's the thingy, the Sumerian tablets.
Oh, it must be something like that, mate. Yeah, I remember. That's been a while since I saw that, but I definitely did remember seeing it. And it's basically showing the cycle, But the two figures, the man and female, they were basically like aliens. They had the strange heads and everything.
But you take away from the main thing I took away from that is the sperm, because it's so designed, it's done so right that it is sperm. And the only way you would have been able to see this sperm is through a microscope. Exactly. So how did they know?
Katie Price.
So
I understand, mate. Yeah.
You let that live rent free. That's
so
man. So yeah, I mean, we went off topic. So let's stay back. I'm gonna ask you guys in the chat. What do you think? Do you think BlueBeam is real or not? Well, that's not really a good question, because we know it's real. We call it BlueBeam, but the technology is there for it. So do you think that they're gonna do? don't know how to put a question on.
You said, I was saying, chat, do you think it's in the planning stages of in the near future that something like this, an event will happen? Obviously, Project Bluebeam, like we talked about, there was like several different events leading up to it. But if we just go by the fake alien invasion, just take that aspect alone, is it possible they can produce something like that? Now we're in 2024, going into 2025, and I think things are just going to get even more wilder. I wouldn't say no to the prospect. However,
I could see them using the fake aliens to wipe out religion.
Because would it though? I wouldn't.
Well, if you people bought into it, if enough people bought into it, yeah, and they came out and they said, look, you know, they did this, and let's say they got the sound right, they got everything right, they got it right, and you have one of these aliens saying, look, we're from the deepest part of the universe, it took us so many light years to get here, and yada yada yada, and I just want to tell you, God ain't real. There's no such thing as God. We are just what would that do with religion then?
Yeah, but it goes down to who the person is and how far this person's gone into the religion. Obviously, there's many different religions around the world, but if you looked what's come from
God.
But you think what's come from thousands of years, it's been the same tradition. So no matter if you chuck an alien in a crashed alien walking around in New York or something like that, or hey, how's it going? That would be Ollie. That'd be Ollie. Going to a hotel, and the only film available is Independence Day. Oh, bloody hell, mate. What coincidence. And you're telling me that Project Bluebeam is not real.
I didn't say that. I didn't say it's not real.
It's potentially real.
Well, they have the technology for it. How you doing?
I want to see it.
I don't know which one it is, so I'm going to say, how you doing, Alien Addict? Is it
it's
Ollie?
It'd be Ollie.
You sure?
Yeah, 100%. It'd be Ollie. Yeah. Yeah, I personally go back to the religious aspect. People take religion too seriously. Look at the Christians, for instance, and a lot of people have been distracted by technology, gadgets, and gizmos. Okay, that's one aspect. I mean, I think a vast majority of people really care, especially the woman that shagged, 100 men. She ain't going to care about bloody aliens or fake alien invasion. She's too busy getting stuffed, get by 1,000 men next. It's Ollie. There we go. See, I told you. But I think the prospect of changing religion, I don't know if it's going to happen. Personally, I think it's too implemented in thousands of years in a very much tradition way.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Well, didn't the Pope come out recently and say if aliens came, he would happily baptize them?
Of course,
did not the Pope come out and say that?
Yeah, but it doesn't prove his religion, though. This is it. He might welcome them.
It's not proving a religion, but it's proving that maybe something is on the pipelines.
No, it just proves everything.
Like what?
Like what? No, because you think God created man and woman, okay, and all the creatures and everything, but what about you got this, Klaxar who came up trying to find some quality weed. He rocks up and is like, right, please explain me. Where's your God in my equation? Do you understand what I mean? I just don't. I think it will push Christianity the other way, and it doesn't really prove the Pope any justice when you've got Klaxar coming down, the extraterrestrial, because it's not mentioned in the Bible. I haven't read the Bible, by the way.
What ain't mentioned in the Bible?
Like hypocrite. Is aliens mentioned in the Bible?
I don't think so. No, it is. Yeah, it is, but it's mentioned in a different way. They don't call them like UFOs; they call them chariots, and they're like Ezekiel's wheel.
Yeah, I've heard about that. Sure, okay, I understand. Yeah, the glimmers of like UFOs and stuff like that. Yeah.
So yes, it is. There you go. Ezekiel's wheel. Yeah, a few times there was one about, was it a king that was taken up into the heavens with by a golden chariot? So
but that's talking about heaven, or
no, they weren't talking about heaven, because heaven they really speak about. They would say it was taken to the heaven, so it was took up to the sky in a golden chariot.
Right. Okay. So the aliens is just projected as something else then?
It's what we project them as, because to be fair, the mass public, if they are aliens out there, The mass public has not seen any aliens. It's what we have been told that they should look like. They should look like this. They should look like that. And reports of how aliens look. Old oil paintings.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I've seen the UFOs in the oil paintings.
Yeah,
so.
the balls of light. Yeah, yeah. Sure. All right, I take that back. All right.
Well,
That's
there's even one painting, I think it is of the Virgin Mary, where you can see something like a ship, and there's somebody sitting in the ship.
Yeah, I've seen that. And there was another painting as well where you can see this look like a flying saucer, and you can see like a man pointing up. This is going back like at least 500 years. So, yeah, I guess so. It's demons. It's always demons, Ollie.
Hey, you don't know though, man.
That's it. I don't know. I've read the Bible and anything Christian related, so I can't really say anything, to be honest with you.
I say the book of Enoch. I say the book on the Enoch, but Enoch sometimes, man, he goes on some scary little talks, man.
Have you read? Have anyone in chat or you hidden read Chariots of the God?
Nah.
It is an old book back in the 70s.
I know of it.
Yeah, okay.
Wasn't it by that guy? What's his name? Some German sound dude.
Oh God, I was gonna buy the book because someone recommended it to me, so I wasn't sure if that was anything to do with that. So,
I don't know. I know he's pretty clever because I remember listening to a talk he had, and he said, and he was talking about the pyramids, and he was saying that basically he was saying that there was some sort of travel because all these civilizations all around the world were building pyramids. Why? And that's what and then he started showing the little artifacts, and the one that he showed, the one that he showed though was the ball. I don't know if he made that, but it looked old. But the ball, and there was like what was it? Was it aluminum? There was a little aluminum ball in it. And they were saying, well, there's no way they had this. That's his name.
Van Dan Inkel.
Yeah,
all right.
I don't know his name, man. I know what he looks like because he's an old boy. He's a bit like me, an old boy with a gray beard, and he likes wearing these like Indiana Jones hats. Eric Van Duckens.
That's it. Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah, that's him. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I understand, especially like these spherical balls. Do you know those balls, right? Okay, what you were talking about there, hidden. You can actually find them in real crop circles. Do you not know that?
No.
Oh, I've got to do an episode on that. So yeah, what they found out on actual real crop circles, yes, a lot of them are man-made, but the real ones, if you find the stem, so if you take the stem of the actual grass itself, is it grass or is it cord or whatever it is? But so you take the stem of the actual branch, and inside something's radiation is actually heated up and is heated to protein inside the stem, and it's actually burst. And they got a little like background radiation they could find on it, and they found out that where the radiation burst this part of the stem, you see these very tiny spherical balls of like metal, and that is how you find a real crop circle sighting. Wheat, yeah, it's wheat. That's it. Yeah, I'm just a dumbass. I'm 420 too hard. So
no, you're right. Wheat or corn. Wheat or corn.
Yeah. But yeah, if you go on to, if you want more information on that, Richard D. Hall did a documentary on it on crop circles, like real crop circles, and he got a real crop circle researcher. It's immensely fascinating. But yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff. But those spherical balls, you can trace them back through decades. But it's interesting they found out is coming all the way back into ancient times as well. Amazing, isn't it? Shows you how much we don't know. We really don't know. Really don't.
Yeah. That's the truth. That's the sad thing about it. The information isn't out there to the public. There's a lot that is known, but it's not out there for the public. And like my friend said, you have to dig. You have to dig, and you have to dig, and you have to dig. But you'll start piecing it together because like he knows the names of all these Anunnaki gods. And then he was telling me, well, in this is actually that God. This is this God. and he says everything has been turned so much upside down that you don't know no more, and you have to look. You have to go all the way back. As he told me at the moment now, he's in the middle of reading the Quran to get answers from there. So, which I always say, I've always said they split things up, so it keeps you confused. If you're confused, you follow anything or whatever. But anyways,
it was divided rule when you look at it.
Well, it's already been done, mate. It's done.
Thousands of years ago, yeah. Still running strong today.
It's done. It's done. It's all over. So, Project Bluebeam, is it a real threat? What do you guys think?
Just put out in the chat. Go on. I think we've answered that question, right?
I don't know because we're jumping all over the place talking about a whole lot of things.
Yeah, it's one of those episodes.
Yeah.
I until I see good evidence, I mean, never going to get that evidence of what the military actually has. I ain't going to rule it out. When they're going to do it, who knows? Like I said, 2024 has been a crazy year, and I think 2025 is going to be even crazier. So I don't know.
Yeah, we can only see. I hope that there will be some change in it. I hope there will be some change in this world. I hope there will be some change with our governments, but I can't see it. I mean, it's just really bad, and it's really bad times going on. But I always delve into this, and I don't want to do it because I think we all know we're all coming up to the Christmas spirit and the Christmas season, and we need to just try and be inwardly happy.
Yeah, I know, man, but I think a lot of people in chat, especially people around the world, people in England, are on the same wavelength as me and you. We understand what's going on, and it's good to talk about it, to sort of clear the air, because some people can't really speak out about it, really, like how bad things have got. So I know we don't want to dwell and turn an episode into that, because we're talking about Project Bluebeam, but it's just to say, look, guys, we understand. We're all here together. We're all as one, and we're all plotting along together. And like I say, the sun always rises the next day.
Merry Christmas.
And we're all here. Merry Christmas, Ollie. Merry Christmas.
That's it. That's it, man. That's it.
This is it. Yeah. But I would say things will work out. Don't worry. People are waking up, and it's very evident of that. So 2025 is going to be even crazier year. So we've got some very good shows, I'm pretty sure, lined up. I hope this bloody drone stuff will go away because it's driving me mental.
Yeah.
Thanks, News Nation.
And I know I did have a couple of videos to show you, but my computer was messing up today, so
the CIA got you.
Gotta put it back. They don't bother me, man. I'm easy. They can pay me off, man. Just pay me off. I'm easy. You don't have to do shit like that to me. I'm honest. I'm honest, man. I'll take the money. No two bullets in the dome for me, man. I'll take the money.
Fair enough, mate. At least you're honest about it. I'll probably do the same. Depends on how much you're paying me.
Hold on. I think I missed something here.
The beam of the holographic projector is when it is not fully turned on. All right, hold on. I'm going to Google that.
You're Googling it. I was just about to do that myself.
Google it. All right, hold on. What's it called? Because, like I said, we haven't really touched on the technology, and that's one aspect I should have done. I was talking more or less like what Project Bluebeam was all about. Project I have to put holograms.
Yeah, it's showing a lighter shade of blue, which
I see here. Those are colors I've never really seen before. That's interesting. Yeah. It's coming up with a bunch of colors that looks quite interesting.
Yes.
finding anything?
I'm typing in BlueBeam now, but it could. I mean, that's kind of like this, and that would be like the screen, because they need a screen to. But never mind, I don't know. But one would presume if you're going to put an image, you're going to need a screen.
You need a screen, which would be the sky. But I would honestly say, if Project BlueBeam did happen, it will be done at night, not during the daytime. Because it's all about that light show. Remember I was talking about that light show before the alien invasion? Well, before Christ turned up again. So I reckon they do it at night on a clear sky day.
Well, look at for what examples are. Look at Tupac when he was on stage, hologram with Tupac. I mean, right now we've got the ABBA tour, and that's all hologram.
Oh, yeah.
That's all, but that was special. That's specially built though. But it's all, yeah. They did a big not documentary, but a show, and it's a specially built stage, but it's all hologram.
That's lazy. There was you would pay to see that.
It's not lazy, because everybody loves the old 70s ABBA. You know what I mean?
Are they going? So they're playing live, but they also having a hologram of them when they were younger. Is that how?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see the Rolling Stones in their heydays, not the geriatric Stones. And I mean, no disrespect to the Rolling Stones, but I don't find that lazy. I think that's thinking outside the box. How can we give the audience what they want? Let's do hologram, like the Gorillas. You could call them lazy. They do the same. They don't use holograms; they're animated. But
I think they did that with Freddie Mercury. And also, I don't know, go off topic, but you think with AI, what it can do now, you can take someone like Freddie Mercury, AI his voice, create new songs if they brought the property. And yeah, smash that like button. Absolutely. Yeah, thank you, Ollie, for reminding me. But yeah, if you think they can take AI and take any voices, they can make new songs with Freddie Mercury, and then had the AI with the voice projected onto a hologram. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. And the simple fact that the AI can make the songs is even madder.
Exactly, yeah, because it knows the algorithms and everything. Oh, it's fucking crazy, man. Yeah, it's crazy times, isn't it? We shall see. But I'd love to see this fake alien invasion, which the first time I heard that was back in 2007 when one of the guys that woke me up, named Ian R. Crane, again, sadly no longer with us, and he came on stage. He played the Independence Day trailer, and then he announced that there will be a fake alien invasion at the London Olympics Open ceremony in 2012. And he said that back in 2007. Obviously, nothing happened. However, he did predict the financial crash 2 months before it actually happened. But nevertheless, Project BlueBeam has been talked about. It probably happens soon. I don't know, but my hopes is very lackluster because of the people in the UFO community. Really, like I said, like this typical example of the Stephen Greer video we played. You know, it's just essentializing stuff. It's just adding new things and just making it more worse than what is worth. And I think it's just pushing people in different directions on what Project BlueBeam actually is supposed to achieve, which is a one world government.
I think if you blindfold somebody, point them in the right direction, and tell them there's the dartboard, you give him 50 darts, he's going to hit the dartboard at least 10 times.
Yeah, sure.
I personally, what we got to do is just be, I hate saying this word, but just be vigilant. If, you know, just because you see it, it may not be real. I don't know. I just think there's scary times ahead, but it's also beautiful times, and we have to hold on to the beauty. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, BlueBeam is something that is pretty scary. You know, especially if they do combine the technology with the audio.
Yeah,
that's going to be insane. Because that's going to be insane. That's going to be insane. And like what you said, these people are hearing voices of God and going out doing bad things. How do we know that they're not being manipulated, which like MK Ultra, we do know really exist.
Yeah.
So it's crazy, but hey, I think is there anything else?
I think that's it. I think excuse me, it's been an interesting one, Project Bluebeam. I mean, there's only so far you can go with it, and it's just all down to speculation now. And it's like the time is ticking, and you're just wondering, is it going to happen today? I've been saying that for the past 16 years. Some people 30 years.
It'd be cool if something like that. I mean, and I mean this in a weird sort of way, but it'd be cool if something did happen, like in the next couple of days with all these drone sightings, that you started seeing images being projected. That'd be kind of crazy, because then you'd be saying that. But
very true.
Yeah. This drone situation, and I just
it's a bit gone too far. Like I mentioned, the mainstream media picked this up and really running with it. Well, thank you, Luke himself. Thank you. Like again, it's something doesn't sit right with me. Trust your gut instinct. It's like, why are they pushing this? Why? What's the threat here? You know, and it's from Russia, it's from China, it's Iranian motherships. They're spraying chemicals, and it's like, whoa, like come on. It's like duh. No one. It's like no one can. It's like I said, but it's like a puzzle piece. You're just trying to figure it out. And you're going, nope. Just like they're adding more pieces to the puzzle. I'm going, oh, I'm done here. So it's any Tom, Dick, and Harry is going to say, oh no, it's this, and another person will go, oh no, it's this. No one knows what's going on.
Yeah.
All I know is something military, mate. It's something military, and they're obviously not being told what they are.
Speaking of that, hold on. Let me see. I did have something. Let me see if I saved it.
Not saying there's not drones, but I'm saying the hype and hysteria at this point is like theater. It's like it's like a massive play going on. And I'm not buying it. I'm sitting back with my arms crossed, going, "Yeah, I'm not buying this. Like, there's something behind this." Not saying it's Project Bluebeam, but yeah, who knows, man? Who knows? Something's brewing. I said to you, Hidden, like something's changed. Like this either it's consciousness or spiritually, cosmically, vibrationally, like something's changed. Something's changing. It's weird. It's like we're going through 2012 effect. It's weird.
Well, I gotta say this. I'm gonna say this.
Go on.
Before we go, I want to show you. I'm gonna show you guys. This has to do with the drones, but this got to be my favorite video of the week. So, yeah, because I would show planes, even though I wouldn't show planes, even though I said it's a drone. It is a drone. But
I got it. All right.
Is it up?
Yeah, go for it.
I don't think I can hit full screen. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen this one, but this is my favorite one of the week. You ready?
Go for it. Put it full screen.
There it goes.
Good shot.
Oh no, that's what I thought. I thought that's pretty impressive. Hey, let's watch that one again.
Go on.
Shoot that boy down, bro. Shoot that boy down.
Boom!
Merry Christmas. That's awesome. That's awesome.
So that one did make me chuckle.
Yeah.
So, let me take it down.
I wouldn't say that drone looked like a car-sized drone. Probably just someone. I said I guarantee you're gonna get people there dicking around with their normal drones, adding like these speedy lights onto it to sort of amplify the hysteria. Guarantee.
Yeah.
And it's not me being a skeptic, guys. Honestly, it's just like there's something going on. Like they're not telling you about mass hysteria at its best. In my opinion.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
And you're falling for it.
But I always say, when this is what I'm saying. What is it about? Because this isn't just it's being orchestrated. At first, it may have been, but now it's just being orchestrated. It's being stoked.
Yeah.
I mean, the mind boggles. Like, we've had drones for what, easy 15 years. They've been commercially available, and now the world's gone nuts because they're seeing them flying around. So,
I mean, if you, look at. Oh, I'm going to grab a book here. If you look at these drones, this is a book. Look at all these drones here. They're back in the late 80s, early 90s.
There you go.
That it's
but those are military drones.
Yeah, the military. Yeah. So but again, this is technology that there's another one. Look at those. This is going back, and this is a very, very old book all about flying saucers. But you can see, like, this drone technology is bear in mind, this is like late 80s, early 90s this book came out. You think where it is now, so I don't know. Who knows, man? Who knows?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Within the last 15 years, they've been really commercially available, and the stuff that you can buy for military. Those in the 80s, there weren't no drones to be bought. So what I'm trying to say now is that everybody's got a drone, and anybody can fly a drone up, and now we can video. And like what we said, the world's gone nuts because, hey, I've seen a drone over here, and they are actually drones. So,
but it's confusing against the balls of light that we are actually seeing, like the orbs and the drones. It's like everyone's confused. Round 2, 420. Oh, I can't do this round 2, mate. Fucking, I swore again. I can't. I know, PG-13, brother. But yeah, I'll be like a sleeping donkey up here. Otherwise, the stuff I got is too strong.
The next live show, we're going to schedule it for 2 weeks, so that'll be just before Christmas, and I'll be doing some 420. It's just going to be a review of what we looked at on the channel, just basically what happened in the year, and have a chat. And so that's all. We'll just call it a year, the review of the year, or some bollocks like that. I'll think of something. Don't worry. Okay. So I think that's where we should just call it a day, man. Because
it's been a good show. I wish I had more content and videos to show you guys, but I'm gonna be honest with you that it was just the stuff I was normally saying anyway. So it could have been like a 5-minute show otherwise. So I thought I'd try to linger out a little bit. So, but yeah, no, thanks to everyone in chat. It's been a pleasure as always, and I always look forward to these live shows. It's been absolutely fantastic, and looking forward to the next one. Okay. So are we going before Christmas or before the New Year?
I think it's before the New Year. So
okay, you said Christmas. So I was like,
yeah, I think I got it wrong because next week is Christmas.
Yeah.
If my timing's right. So Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yeah, have a good Christmas.
Have a good Christmas.
Yes.
Yes. And we'll see. I guess we'll see you in the new year, and we'll do kind of it'll be just have a look at what was shown on the channel for the year. I know it won't be. I know it won't be, but we can still have a little giggle. I'm gonna get some 420, and I think I will join you guys in the smoke because it's been long overdue. I haven't had a smoke. I haven't had a smoke with you guys in a long time. So let's have a good smoke, and then we should end it. Should we end it how we started?
Yeah.
Because
go on then.
I haven't got no outro music. Did you know the story about my outro music?
No.
I'll tell you guys my story about the outro music. My son, he's also a musician, and he did the outro music for me. And I've been using it for about a year. And then one of my live shows got copywritten for the music. And it's the outro music. And some shady dude, some shady rap organization out in Florida basically took my tune, added it to theirs, and then had the audacity to copyright me.
Oh,
so
what dicks!
And because we can't because I can't find when my son sent it to me. He didn't email me. He had it on a stick. So he gave it to me off the stick.
Yeah.
If he had emailed me it, we would have had legitimacy to go after them and say, look, it's my music. In fact, you owe me money. So I have no outro music, and my son is a very busy guy because he's doing a lot of things. Quite proud of him. So I'm not nosing him to do me an outro music. So maybe in the new year I'm gonna find it. Yeah.
Cool, man. That's all right, man. It's there's a lot of dicks out there, unfortunately. But that was a crap thing to do, isn't it? I mean, out of all the things, I
was pissed off. I was pissed off to get copyright strike, not copyright strike, but get copywritten. The whole live stream, basically, whatever money was generated would go to them because they took my song.
Unbelievable.
So yeah, it's like that. So, anyways, on that note, I hope you all have a merry, merry, merry Christmas. And those of you that don't celebrate Christmas, have a happy holiday time. And, God bless you all. Or as Alan, what was his name? Dave Allen used to say, may your gods go with you. And that's how I like to say it, because even though I like to think we're all one big happy family, many people have many different beliefs. And I like to think, I appreciate y'all and everyone's beliefs. So may your gods be with you. So until next time, I'm saying it too early. I'm peaking too early because I ain't wound up. But until next time, stay blessed, and most importantly, keep safe.
Good night,
Bye-bye.
everyone. Merry Christmas, everyone.